In a saturated world with endless possibilities, digital market has become my compass, steering me towards a life of unprecedented success and fulfillment. The year 2019 was a life-changing moment. It all started back in 2019 when I was going through a unique divorce situation. It wasn't one of those typical divorce where the court would decide who gets the house and who keep the kids and how much money is involved. No, it wasn't any of those kind of stuff. In my case, it was a struggle with deportation. As an immigrant, I was fighting for my life. I never felt hungry, and I went to work 7 days a week. Yes, I could work. I have permission to work. I would went to work 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. And if I could go 24/7, I would have done that as well. I never felt tired, and at that point, I wanted to work. I just wanted to keep working. So I developed a relentless work schedule. I remember one Sunday morning, I was at work. At the time, I was doing housekeeping, so I was a housekeeper at a hotel in Florida. I locked myself in the room to use the phone because you weren't allowed to use phone on the job. And for some reason, that Sunday morning, Lakewood Church popped up on my phone. I never heard of them before. I never heard of Lakewood Church before. I was new here. At the time. I was new here. Not only in Florida, but I was new to the US system. You know, it was like you come into a new country, so you're new to everything and everyone around you. And I have no family or friends to guide me. Maybe God saw that I was going through something and needed some help at that time, and He decided to help me out. And that was an unexpected change with Lakewood. During that time, Lakewood became my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, my everything. It actually became my constant source of support with Joel Host's team and his team. It was my go-to every day. I can say it was my daily bread and still is. So YouTube recommendation. At this point, I didn't know anything about YouTube, and that YouTube would recommend stuff to anyone, because I was fairly even new to online, anything about online stuff. And I didn't know that YouTube was recommending stuff to me. Then YouTube now started to recommend the world of motivational speakers. Les Brown was my second encounter on YouTube, and Les Brown became my main motivational speaker. Well, my second motivational speaker behind Joel Osteen, because I discovered Joel Osteen first, and then YouTube came in and recommend Les Brown. Then I start watching Les Brown videos like my life depends on them. Now my life started to impacted by Les Brown. My life now started to expand, because YouTube now started to expand my horizon. So with people like Tony Robbins, Billie Jean, and several others. But I resonate with these people so much because they were talking, it's like they were talking to me in a sense where I was just started to growing or started to learning about anything. And so while I was at work, I would look forward to watching and listening these videos. You know, these people who then motivate me. When I was feeling lonely, they gave me a sense of belonging, a sense of knowing that you're not alone. People like us were there in your place, maybe not going through a divorce, but they were in a place where they were lonely as well. They were going through stuff as well, and they overcame. So those were the sense of motivation I was getting from them, while also I was learning about different stuff. And you know, at first I didn't know anything about these guys. I didn't know them. I didn't know who they are until I start listening them. But all I know then, that they gave my mind a sense of ease. It was like I forget all about my problems. I forget all about all I was going through at the time. It wasn't until when I started listening them and you know, when I start listening to these men, I realize how powerful they are and the words that they speak. Overcoming fear and uncertainty. The fear of deportation was my biggest concern, and then I found, you know, hope and purpose. It reached to a point where I started to think so hard. Have you ever found yourself thinking, asking yourself questions where you may not be able to answer if someone asks you? Well, that was what I found myself doing. Many times I found myself asking myself, like, what if this happened? What if you get deported? What will happen? So I actually found the answers in those motivational speech that I was listening every day from Joel Osteen, Billie Jean, Tony Robbins, and Les Brown. I asked myself, if I should get deported, what would I do? And the answer I came up with was, well, if that should happen, then I would, when I go home, I would maybe go back to my old job instead of searching for a new one, because work is really hard to get in Jamaica, and that pays well. So that was one of my biggest concerns. Or maybe if I work enough money here, then when I go back home, I can start a business. All because of the motivational speech I was listening to and the people who were delivering the speech. My eyes were open up to a whole bunch of possibilities. They then gave me hope, influences, and exploring new avenues. And the new avenues were, you were talking about flipping houses at the time. Those days I would talk to myself often, a lot, because at the time I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have any friends here. I have friends, but you know, in order for me to talk to friends, I would have to talk to them on the phone. Sometimes when you're going through some issues and problems, you don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want to talk on the phone because you can tell them what you're going through. They still don't understand, because it is totally different as from where you're coming from to where you are. So I would often talk to myself. I was so ashamed and afraid to even speak with people, talk with people and tell them what I was going through. I was so ashamed of talking about, I talk about divorce and what happened and how it happened, as if I was the only person who have gone through a divorce or was going through a divorce or went through a divorce. But I wasn't thinking about that at the time. All I was thinking about is the shame, how ashamed I was and afraid I was. Now that I'm talking about it, laugh at myself. But those days when I could say bitter, it was really hard. I took a leap into online business. Initial hesitation and doubt crowded my mind as I was afraid to take the risk, because I barely have money. I have to pay the bills, I have to pay rent. So I barely have money to do anything else. And I wanted to save just in case if I get deported. I fought long and hard with myself why I shouldn't do it and what will happen. I guess a lot of us may have that same experience when going into something new. You want to do it, but you're so afraid of what may happen. So I fought so long and hard with myself, and I listened to them every single day. It wasn't until one day I really decide, no, what do you have to lose? Might as well you go in, and if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That was my perspective at when I go in. Still have fear and doubt, yes. I couldn't get over the anxiety and depression that I was fighting at the time. One day I decided to take the leap to start doing online business. I decided, let's do this. I clicked on Billie Jean ad. I put my information in. He kept sending me stuff, and I got scared and didn't bother with it anymore. I didn't understand online and anything about online business, and I have no clue as to what to do. When I get it, I was wondering, oh my God, they're gonna take my little paycheck. I don't remember at the time what it was, if it was $49 or $29, and I was afraid to even spend that. So he sending me email. He was talking about online business. I didn't understand nothing about anything about what he was saying. So I didn't bother to respond to his emails. I was so scared. But initially I was looking for Dean Gar because he was talking about flipping houses, and I don't quite remember at the time what the sign-up payment was. I think the sign-up was to start was the same $29 or $49. I don't quite remember, but because I knew a little about housing, building housing and flipping houses, but I used to watch the two brothers who usually flip houses, and that was something I wanted to do. So initially I was looking for Garcia. I didn't see him for a long time. I didn't know how ad works. I didn't know that they can set it that you only can click on it once and you don't see the ad again. I didn't see him for a long time because I was saying, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I like, and this is what resonates with me at the time. And so all of a sudden now a lot of ads start popping up on my phone. Now that I started to watch the Tony Robbins, Les Brown and Lakewood Church with different marketing message. Now I started to get confused because they're all about, and I have no clue what digital marketing was. This time I decided, no, okay, with a heavy heart, I decided this time that I'm gonna do it. And finally this lady popped up one Sunday morning. This lady popped up on my phone. I was on Lakewood Church that Sunday morning, and basically what she was saying, she was a migrant just like I was. If she's a migrant and she's doing it, and she's talking about how she moved from her country, living in another country, and now moved to China and now doing marketing, and I'm like, oh, this sounds just like me. She was saying that anyone can do it because you can do it online. You can do it from your phone, you can do it from your laptop, you can do it from anywhere in the world. And I said, okay, this sounds like something I can do, because if I got deported, then yes, I can do it when I go back home. And that was one of the reasons when I continue with this digital marketing thing. After clicking on that ad, I went through the funnel. I didn't know then it was even funnel. End up with a community, formerly SFM, no mentors. This is where the transformations begin in my life as a complete beginner, navigating the system, the community, like anything I've seen before. And there was never a dull moment in this community. So now I start navigating the world of digital marketing. This was the beginning of my journey to digital marketing, and now I would have it no other way. Vibrant and supportive community, buzzing with excitement from different type of people taking different pathways. You have people who were just discovering their identity and their purpose, meaning there were people who were just discovering themselves. While all this buzzing of excitement was going on in the community, it actually took my mind away from the problem of divorce, deportation, anxiety attacks, which I will talk about all those in separate videos. Also with digital marketing, you also learn about, first you have to find your avatar, finding niche. In separate videos, I will define avatar and break down niches and my audience. As I said, I will also share with you in different videos what these are. So this is where I actually discover digital marketing, and this is where my life started to change. So let me explain to you the pivotal role digital marketing plays in my life. Digital marketing has now opened up my eyes to multiple opportunities for me. I have now come to able to meet a lot of like-minded people, meaning the type of people that you would want to be around. People who wanted the same thing as you are, and also the type of people that you want to be around. Whether it's affiliate marketing, build a business online that you will love and you can pass on to future generation, or making money online. It's basically building friendship and connection and have something that sustain you and give you freedom and flexibility. Your aim is to travel. Whatever freedom is to you. Go to a restaurant, you eat your meal, comfortable price of the menu. Before I venture into any of this, every time I go into a restaurant, I have to look at work 12 hours and travel for 3. That's how my life used to be. It's not where I want it to be right now yet. I work way less now. So digital marketing transformed my life from despair to hope and purpose. In the midst of a challenging divorce and a looming threat of deportation, the journey to self-discovery and transformation begin with an unexpected encounter with Lakewood Church and the guidance of YouTube recommendation. Motivational speaker Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Dean Garcia, Billie Jean plays a pivotal role in shaping my mindset and providing the hope I needed. Overcoming fear and doubt, I took a leap into the world of online business and found a supportive community, formerly known as SFM, now Mentors. As I navigate the complexities of digital marketing, my life began to change and discover my true identity and purpose. Through this journey, digital marketing emerged as the driving force behind my remarkable transformation and despair to hope and newfound purpose in my life. So if this video inspires you, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and leave your comment below. See you in my next video.